do maximum 3 generations.
What makes a person complacent? Makes a company complacent in your
No competition will make you complacent. That's a given. When you start taking customers, as if we always believe is the other way around. We are here because of the customer. It's never the other way around. We should never think as a company because we provide the services and that's helping. It's the other way around. So you have to listen to the voice of the customer.
Is there space for any new player in telecom? The thing is that Rajan, Sunil Mittal, what they did in 1992 was with a license. Greenfield sector, they got in and they worked hard. They've worked for the consumer. But it's said today, it's Airtel is too big. Bharti Airtel is too big. Reliance Jio is too big. No third player can come. They will eat up everyone. I'm just trying to provoke you, Rajan.
No.
Is there space for another? Is there space for a 25 to 30-year-old daring young man or woman from Ludhiana or Gandhinagar or Tiruchirappalli today to say, this is a sector, I will compete with Airtel, I will compete with Reliance? Is it possible in today's India?
Global practices today, you see, and that follows India, follows also that global practices. Globally, telecom is getting consolidated everywhere. You see, US, there were 4 players, today they're left with 3, UK 3. Every country today is consolidating on telecom because if you do not have the heft and the consumer base, you can't survive. And I'll be honest here, India has 3 players and BSNL, which is the 4th player. It's absolutely saturated because we are already at the cusp of touching everybody. So I don't think so, and you need big bucks to roll out the networks to cover all India. You need huge amounts of money, and there are 3 established players and a government player. And as I said, the worldwide consolidation on telecom is happening between 2 to 3 players, depending on the size of the country. So I think in India there are 3 strong players.
So what would someone with your drive and your ambition, and how old were you when you started in Ludhiana?
I started in college, I was 17 and a half.
Now that's the question. What would a 17-and-a-half-year-old young man do today if he had your drive, your and Sunil's drive and passion and hunger? Your hunger, you know what it comes out from? That you didn't join politics.
No.
Because your father was a politician, you went out of it. What sector would a 17-and-a-half-year-old do today?
No, I'll tell you, world has, within our generation, I have to say, as I was seeing a whole lot of things here, it amazes me sometimes that how much we have grown as a country and how much as individuals changes have come in. There is enough today. Look at the younger generation. What are they doing? Electric, fintech, crypto. I mean, there are discussions around here which for even a person like me who understands a lot does get a little, phased out. So there is enough. If you see the younger, look at the Bhavish, an Ola guy. Look at Oyo, Ritesh. You have to understand, Ritesh was one of my dealers of Airtel in Odisha.
Is that so?
Yeah. Today
how old was he when he was a dealer?
He was also a young lad, 17 years old.
He's still a young lad.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, amazing guy.
Yeah, he was a G. He runs today Oyo. So there is enough capacity. The Zeptos, the Zomatos, I mean, you name it. So telecom is now going to be the bridge to connect for all this velocity of activity that you're seeing. AI is again, that will play its own role. I don't think so that the next generation is to worry. I think there's enough on the table for them to go and look for newer features.
If India was such a big market and there's so much to do in India, why did you go to Africa? Why did you go global? Why didn't you consolidate in other industries here? I mean, I'll tell you frankly, I told you in the lift out there, when you went to Africa, when you and Airtel Bharti went to Africa, some people thought that this is a wrong move. They felt that you were diversifying too much, you were getting into high-risk geographies where you did not have enough knowledge of the risk factors that go into those respective countries. I was very proud actually. I said, okay, it's a very interesting move. I thought this is a move you will use Africa to go to Europe and exactly as you've done right now. But can you tell me about the day, the moment? So I'm taking you through chapters. 1992 first license, 1980 move to Delhi. The family does not carry the name, makes their children have the name Bharti. change into new areas, and then suddenly you go global. So can you tell me what happened when you went global? Which year was it? What was your role?
It was 2010.
2010.
In 2010, Indian markets had pretty much kind of stagnated at that time because there were too many players. So the market share was stagnated, too many players, and we were all India player by that time. So all you could have done is consolidation. You couldn't have new territories. Company was doing well at that time, at 2010. Where else would we have gone with this Indian model?
Need urgent money for broken phone, laptop repair, medical emergency? Don't worry, we've got your back. Life में load नहीं load. Get instant loan approval with Insta Money in minutes. 100% digital process, quick approvals, flexible EMIs. Apply now.
Varun, assignment?
All done.
Hi Varun. Sir, आप Flipkart Big Billion Days पे high performance Intel laptops at lowest prices. तेरा secret? Secret नहीं है noob.
Get the best deals on Intel laptops only on Flipkart Big Billion Days. यहाँ कुछ भी हो सकता है.
From day one, even when we were a very small company, we were very clear we want to be very thorough, professionally governed company. And we have kept that way, that the companies are governed in a very different manner and fashion.
In all this growth, how were you managing your balance sheet? How much was debt? I mean, was that a worry? I mean, this is the one big trap. You know, you grow, you have expertise, ambition. You're at that stage of your life, you want to grow, and somewhere some people may get into the debt trap. You know, how did you manage that?
No, fair enough. Especially the Indian stress of the last few years has been there, and most of the companies have folded because of the reason the growth didn't happen, too much debt on the balance sheet. And I have to say, we have managed it well. We've raised about $17 billion in the last 5 years to deleverage the balance sheet, which meant the partners, us as a family, have shared some equity. Because for us, it's not about how much equity you hold. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. The companies, for us, if you go into my company, you asked me a question earlier, which probably I responded to. What is the difference when you talk about the other companies? If you walk into my company, everybody that you will meet will say, I'm Airtel. It's their own company. They believe in that they are the owners of the company. That is the kind of spirit that my company works with. It is not that my finance guy who is walking on the road.
That's true.
He will, if he gets a problem, he will tell the technical guys. You know, I was just sitting here and I was seeing that the network is weak here. I've looked at Mehak and I saw that her phones were working or not. I've sent off my office a message.
You will not believe. I spoke to your. I spoke a week back while arranging this. I spoke to your new CEO, Mr. Shashwat, and I was talking to him on the phone. And at one point, they dropped a little bit. He said, "Stop your car. Where are you?" It was like there had been a calamity. I said, "It's all right. I'll just move a little आगे जो होता है ना कि network खराब हो जाता है. थोड़ा आगे जाके ठीक हो जाएगा. No, stop it there. Give me a location. I'm sending my people." It was like there was an Operation Sindoor going on there to solve the problem. But that is your Airtel logic.
That's my passion.
That's your passion. वो passion अभी भी है.
Absolutely. I'm the brand. My network. And I'm telling you, after 30 years, it's still network. And Indian consumer is very